Hello, Steuben County.
All of it. Oh my gosh. No, I completely missed that. I didn't know the shooter was there. Sometimes they take
Right away, they would go to
Ladies and gentlemen, can I have your attention, please? Your attention, please. The Vice Chairman of Steuben County GOP, Terry
We're going to do the candidates for the municipal election first. And here's the way we're going to do this. We've asked them to keep their presentations to between 3 and 5 minutes if possible. And the way we're going to do this is this handy little box right here has the names. I'm not going to go alphabetical. I'm not going to go by grade and file. I'm not going to go by office. So I'm going to ask this lady right here to draw one out. Now, the first speaker, when she is finished, she'll draw the next speaker. And we'll go right down through that until we get to the end. And the first speaker is Pauline.
Good morning. This is a very acoustically busy room, so I will try to speak very loudly to you. I want to thank you for being here this morning after much deliberation, meetings with stakeholders, leaders, voters, and prayers about the future of Angola. I'm here to express how best I can serve our community. Above all, when elected mayor, I want you to expect more from me than you've ever envisioned a mayor to be capable to do, and I intend to exceed your expectation. I grew up on a farm with good morals, hard work, and civic involvement was expected. I'm a conservative, a very fiscal conservative, and I follow the Hillsdale interpretation of our founding fathers' words, and I'm a Republican, as it is still the party of civil rights, and I very much walk with God, and He is my default decision maker. My mother ran for state senate in a primary and served on the school board for many years. When I was 18, I could not wait to get off the farm and leave northeastern Indiana. And I would spend the rest of my adult life trying to figure out how to get back. One day I did it. I drove cross country, decided it was time to meet Mr. Right, settle down, and have a family. So my children here could experience the power of growing up in northeastern Indiana in a community with love. I toured the world for several years. I've lived and worked in major U.S. cities, taught university school in Chicago. I've earned a master's, taught college, and was accepted into law school. And through all this, nothing is still better than northeastern Indiana. In talking with voters, we have a shared vision: vibrancy, quality of life, recreation, inclusion. They want a mayor with vision for a better future, so our children and our children's children will not want to move. They'll want to stay here and grow business. Voters also want connection to where we live. They want a mayor who's non-judgmental, welcoming, and good, ethical, and fair. In this ever-changing, expanding economy of growth, we must look forward and not to the past. I believe the very best years are yet to come. I would be honored to assist in this journey. It will take a lot of energy and a very active mayor. In some of our major organizations, we have new leadership: the hospital, Trine University, several of our nonprofits. As mayor, I believe first responders are essential, as without security and comfort, we can't have community. Infrastructure is important. The business of the city is constant. We have amazing people working there every day. Economic development, we're all part of this every day. Thank goodness for the private investment in our businesses, and I run stuff like a business. I like to have a lot of reserves and feel that security. My husband and I have invested in several commercial buildings that look terrible when they're simply sitting empty. They are all thriving. And we even brought a microculture of energy to those spaces. Currently, we operate an incubator space for small businesses to develop in the downtown. I believe in inclusion, diversity, and accessibility. I believe in all colors, abilities, and preferences belong here. Conservation, I'd like more green spaces. I'd like more amenities for our community. And historical conservation is also important because we are an historic city. I am here to empower others and give additional support to find money for city projects, so it's not coming from your taxpayer dollar. The money is out there, we have to go after it. I've written millions of dollars in proposals, and currently the Deco James Foundation, the Don Woods Foundation are paying for my education through IUPUI, so I can assist in federal level grant writing for our community. I have courage to ask the right questions, and I will always do the right thing for our community. I'm not a politician, no one owes me, and I'm not entitled. I'm asking for your prayers, financial support, and to get involved more in our community. I'd like to introduce my family real quick. Craig Everidge. That's my son Cruz and my daughter Camry. And you see, this election is not about me. It's about them, children. It's about you, and it's about your children. And I want this generation and those to come to inherit an Angola that is innovative, resilient, independent, and serves its community at the highest level. Thank you.
Morning, everybody. It's great to be here. I'd like to thank Leslie for hosting us today. What a beautiful building she's got out here. I think we're assisted by Mike McClellan putting this entire together. We look forward with the Angola Fire Department occasionally using this and eventually maybe staffing this out here so we get better response to the lakes. Leslie and her board have been very good about working with Angola, putting together a financial package that enabled it for cost sharing for first responders, and this building hopefully will be part of that as we move forward. I'd also like to thank Julie and Greg for breakfast this morning. Man, what a great breakfast we had out here. Previous meetings we've done, I'll back up here a second. You can't talk about everything I'd like to do for the city in 3 to 5 minutes. It can't be done. So that's why over the last number of meetings, I've had conversations on individual topics. We've talked about our downtown. We've talked about park and recreation. We've talked about our first responders and the necessary to support them. We've also talked about energy issues and what we're doing to solve those. Right now, that is a huge hurdle for the city and the county is for economic development. We're kind of the standstill of the chicken or the egg when it comes to energy for economic expansion. So we're trying to work through those issues, and we've addressed that. But let's talk about something that's really, what I've always thought was one of the most important and critical services that the city provides. How many have ever looked at the city map and looked at all the squiggly lines, and it just kind of winds around and winds around and winds around? Every one of those little squiggly lines has a reason behind it. It really, really has a reason behind it. And we'll get to that in just a second. How many remember Mayor Selman? Anybody remember Mayor Selman when he was here quite a while ago? I supported a very good friend of mine, Gary Crum, was running against Bill Selman. First time Bill Selman ran. Bill won the election. We lost. The mayor-elect called me the next day. He said, Dave, would you take a seat on one of our boards and one of our commissions? And I said, sure, Bill, whatever you need me to do, I'd love to step in. I'd love to be involved and be active in city government. That's when I first started, and I've been involved ever since. And one thing that Mayor Selman, way back when, Mayor Selman taught me that the most critical service that the city offers, believe it or not, you can't see it, you can't touch it, but it's actually critical. It's the infrastructure that's buried in the ground. That's why you never see it. But it really makes civilized life in the city possible. When I first started in politics, we had what was called a combined sewer system in town. Stormwater, sewage, went to the same place, went to the sewage treatment plant. Heavy rain like we had last night, snow melt like we had earlier this year, would overwhelm the plant, and we would bypass water through it and around it, including raw sewage, to the tune of millions of gallons. We measured it in the millions of gallons, how much sewage we bypassed. When I first got involved, we started working on a plan that made sense to slowly address those issues. We used grant money, we used borrowed money, we used revenue, we used any money, we could use stolen money if we could find it, to help us fix this problem. Angola is now over 90% separated. What we used to measure in the millions of gallons, we now measure in the hundreds or occasionally thousands. So we made tremendous progress there, although we need to make more progress. We have a weaponized EPA from the federal government right now, and our Indiana environment people are following it on chlorides. So we need to address that in the long term. So that's something I want to work on in the long term. We still have combined sewer overflows problems that we need to work on. We're also in the process of reevaluating our entire collection system, particularly on the north side of the system. We are adding, or we are considering adding some additional areas of coverage, but we need to make sure before we do that we have adequate systems to do it. You notice I don't like talking about myself. I like talking about city government. Side note there. In the last 30 years since I've been involved with city government, we've seen a population almost double. When I first started, we were in the 5,000 something range. We're now pushing in the 10,000 range, or pushing up to 10,000. So we've doubled our population in that 30 years. And we can anticipate that continuing forward. So we need to have long-term plans for that growth. Our water system, we're going to change gears and talk about water here a little bit. In my tenure, we have tripled our storage capacity of our water. We have also increased production, and we have also increased the efficiency of how we produce water. The biggest driver we have on those costs are energy, and we have gone to more energy efficient sources of producing those water. Sandy Duncan and I were having a conversation. Oh, you got to quit? You're at 6. Thank you for listening. Leslie, please.
District C. My name is Leslie Schlappman. For those of you who don't know me, I describe myself as a humanitarian, an advocate. I'm gracious, I persevere, I'm a woman of God, and I am reliable. My children and I moved here in 2007, and I chose to stay in Angola and raise my family because I felt that this was home. I'm an executive director at Turning Point of Steuben County. Turning Point is a ministry for men, women, and families in our community who have lost their homes, their jobs. They may be coming from jail, prison, or a rehab, and usually for addictions. They come to us to rebuild their lives and gain new skill sets to become self-sufficient in our community. With my job, I serve with the agencies such as Drug Free Steuben, Homelessness Planning Council, Steuben Council Interagency, among others. I'm also a 2020 graduate of Trine University with a Bachelor's of Science in Psychology. And yes, I was way old when I got that. When I went to college, I worked 40 plus hours. I raised my children on my own, and I went to school full time, and I call that perseverance. I selected to run for city council to give back because I believe in our community. When I moved to Angola, I was a single mom raising my children, and this community stepped up and helped me through some very hard times, and has always given me the opportunity to have a better quality of life for me and my family. My youngest daughter graduated from high school last year, so this gives me the freedom and time to give back to what my community has given to us. I have spent many hours and months listening to different council members, city employees, department heads, and community members to gain knowledge and build relationships. I'm educating myself to make sure that I have the wisdom and knowledge to become a council member. I have a passion for serving our community and being fully engaged to ensuring that Angola is the greatest place to live, to raise a family, and to conduct businesses in all of northeastern Indiana. I want to say thank you for allowing me this opportunity to speak, and thank you for your vote. Dave Rowe. Is he here?
Not sure if he's here. If I see him, look like.
Jennifer Sharkey.
Couldn't plan it any better.
Thank you, Leslie. How timely. So, Jennifer Sharkey, running for Angola City Council, District C. But first I'd like to say thank you for allowing us a few moments to speak with you today and to introduce ourselves. I'm really thrilled for this year. We have a full slate of wonderful candidates for our Republican primary election, and really this is what democracy is about, for us to have the freedom of choice and for us to be candidates to want to give back and serve our community. So I'm really excited for this group, and I wish all the candidates here the best of luck in the coming weeks. But again, Jennifer Sharkey, so running for Angola City Council in District C. I guess similar to Leslie, I did not grow up here. Actually, I grew up in Battle Creek, Michigan, so just north here over the border. But I came to Angola in 2003 to study civil engineering at Trine University. So although I am a Michigander by birth, I am proud to say that I'm a Hoosier by choice. And actually, talking with my folks the other day, they commented that I have actually been a Hoosier resident longer than I was a Michigander, so I've officially transitioned to being that Hoosier resident. But just a little background on me. So professionally, I've worked in the private sector when I first started out, but as of late, I've been in the local government sector. I served as the Steuben County Highway Engineer for about 8 years. I worked with our county commissioners and county council members, some of which that are in this room, to help strategically invest our taxpayer dollars into improving our community's infrastructure. And during this time, leading the highway department everything from staffing to fleet procurement to our long-range planning and maintenance and operations, was also able to help secure over $13 million in grants from the state and federal government to help pay for those infrastructure improvements that we desperately needed here in our community. But also during this time, I've been able to work with our state and federal partners, not only on securing grant applications, but communicating the challenges that we have at the local level and figuring out partnerships, engagement opportunities, and other initiatives that we could bring here locally so that we could all benefit as residents and taxpayers of our community. Because I believe the local unit of government has the biggest impact on us as taxpayers and residents and our quality of life. So due to this experience and the opportunity to help cities, towns, and counties across the state, about 2 years ago, I joined Purdue University as a lead research engineer. So I serve in the local technical assistance program, also called LTAP. And this is where I'm able to provide a wide range of assistance services to these local communities, everywhere from technical on the engineering aspect, but also managerial and operational for their government efficiencies, as well as financial with budgeting and resource allocation, and in some cases, human resource assistance, so conflict management, crisis management. As we all know, as we work and we work in a large community area with a diverse population and differing demands of services, sometimes that conflict or crisis may occur. So to be able to handle those professionally and efficiently is what our local agencies strive to do. So I do have the government experience at the local level, working with communities across the state to see what they're doing that's successful or in some cases not as successful, but being able to learn and see what kind of initiatives or programs would best fit us here in Angola. Also have some educational background, business administration through an MBA at Ball State, well-versed in public agency management as a certified public manager, as well as a current student of public administration and public policy at Purdue. And then also the extensive experience in budget and resource allocation at the County Highway Department. But for me, I think one item that really drove me to want to serve and give back to this community is that when I came here as an 18-year-old college student, looking ahead to my future, I was welcomed by this community and supported by the opportunity it provides. And so that's what I would like to do for the future generations, not only that 18-year-old college student, but also our young professionals, our growing families, our empty nesters, and those that are entering and enjoying their retirement years so that we can all live, work, and enjoy the city of Angola. So I kindly ask for your vote on May 2nd to elect me, Jennifer Sharkey, as your Angola City Representative for District C.
Jen, I'm going to use our music stand, Karen. Hi, I'm June Julian, and I'm running for Angola City Council District A. I hold a master's degree in public administration with a major in policy analysis from IU. I also hold certifications in both community and economic development from Ball State University, and am a certified Destination Management Executive in a joint program from Purdue University and University of Calgary, Canada. Currently, I'm the Executive Director of the Steuben County Tourism Bureau and have been for 30 years. Tourism is a huge industry in our county, and preliminary numbers from 2022 indicate that we will have more than $400 million in economic impact. Look for the report in a few months. Under my leadership, we have brought home numerous awards over the last few years for Steuben County in digital marketing, events, and most recently, Indiana's Best New Experience, the Indiana Rail Experience. So we're proud to do that. We have won one national award, a Telly, for our video of Pokagon State Park. I administer a budget of $750,000, with $250,000 of it dedicated to placemaking, community events, and community development. I currently serve on the boards of KC Learning Center, that's our local autism center. I'm the board chair, and it was also the Chamber Not-for-Profit of the Year in 2022. I'm a founding member of the Steuben County Trails and serve as secretary for that organization, the Steuben County Art Scene, and the Angola Historic Preservation Commission as the vice chair. I've worked regularly and closely with the Angola Economic Development and Planning Office for many years, and worked closely with not-for-profits throughout the county and Economic Development Corporation. In order to thrive, Angola needs to grow. Our median age is 44. Statewide, it's 38. We are on track to lose population quickly if we don't do something. We are very well positioned to use our competitive advantage to attract both residents and business to our area. We have recreation, we have crossroads, we can do this. The city council recently hired a firm to work on talent attraction and relocate people to Angola. I'm working with Jennifer Barclay, the Economic Development Planner, and Isaac Lee from Economic Development, and we had a meeting on that just a couple days ago. Downtown vibrancy is very important. The downtown is the heartbeat of the community. It's the showpiece. It's what people see when they get here. There are 11,125 cars a day go around the circle. Yeah, I know, some are trucks. The bypass thing's been discussed. Don't think it's happening soon. And we need to continue to make the downtown attractive. 593,800 visits were made to our downtown. A healthy downtown makes for a prosperous city. Trails and parks development are also necessary, and they're expected amenities anymore for people coming to an area. The governor's next level trails program is going to have $500 million in the next biennial budget, and I intend for the city of Angola to take full advantage of that and develop additional trails. Parks programming can also be improved and expanded. Commons Park had 58,000 visits last year, and we can continue to use it. We need a comprehensive employee retention and recruitment plan to improve productivity. It builds morale, cohesion, and better relationships with our constituents. Right, Ken? 0. Thank you for this opportunity, and I look forward to serving the city of Angola. Karen. Randy Coffey. Karen did something to those names, didn't she?
But it was fair.
Just to settle a few problems, when I left my position as magistrate, I did not take confidential documents with me. Deputy Meeks, you're welcome to come to our house and inspect it if you like. But you have to stay out of my wife's dresser drawers. That's the one thing I'm required. Folks, I am what I am. You're looking at me. If you know me, you know I say things sometimes without a break on my voice, but that's me. And I am what I am because I lived in Angola. I was born here. I went to Henry Park and Carlin Park. I went to Angola High School. I was the student body president there. I was buddies with Toff Hill there. I went to Tri-State University at the time and went to law school. And I came back here. I had lots of job opportunities other places. But I decided this was the place for me. And I love Angola. And I want to see it prosper. And I want to see it stay like it is. A small town, a small community where we can all meet like this and know each other. I want that opportunity for things. I am conservative. Mike Marvella made fun of my Trump flags and my anti-Biden flags that I fly on my flagpole, too bad. That's what I think. That's just how I think. I am not woke, folks. I never will be woke. And as Martin Luther King said, I would rather judge a person by the content of that person's character. That's how we should judge people. Now, all that aside, should I convince enough people that I deserve this position? I'm not out to be the human relations person. I don't want to be mayor. I don't want to be the street department director. I don't want to run the sewer department. I want to do what my job is, and that's to be a legislator for the city of Angola. We have people to do those things. Those are very good people. Angola is blessed with some excellent employees and some excellent people in charge. I could talk about Ken Whitmire or about Chad Ritter or everybody. Those people are great. Let them do their job. They don't need me to do their job. That's not why I think I need to be elected. My job is to make sure that those people have what they need, if I would get elected, to do that job. And I can do that. I have the knowledge to know how those things proceed. I can make the city work. I can do that because I know how it works. I've appeared in front of Board of Zoning Appeals. I've been a lawyer for Board of Zoning Appeals and Plan Commissions. I've been a town attorney for the town of Hamilton. And I was magistrate for 25 and a half years, and I heard a little bit about the law there. I would challenge you and every one of these candidates that you talk to and ask them, what can you do as a city councilman? Because I know what I can do. I know if the mayor gets a veto or doesn't get a veto, and what you can do to override that. Ask them if they know. Ask them what they can do in various situations. I mean, can you override a mayor's veto? Do they even know that? I know those things because I've been exposed to those things. Lots of things. And if you don't know how the city works, how can you make it work, folks? And I do know those things. Thank you.
We do have one council member that must be doing a heck of a job because nobody's touching him. Jerry, would you like to come say a few words? Jerry McDermott.
Things I've learned. I'm finishing my first term on the Angola City Council, and we got some good advice early. It is take the first year or so just to observe, and I did, and I began to learn, and I become more and more involved as my term went through. And right now I'm also on the Planning Commission and just been appointed to the Angola Investment Fund as the council representative. And I want to give a big shout out again that we've heard our people, our employees, and my goodness, you know, the recent ice storm, I think we saw people come together and departments are helping each other out. I've been so impressed with the people, and I agree that let them do their job because they know what they're doing and give them what they need. Briefly, I appreciate the chance to talk, and I appreciate your support. So far, so good. So we'll see what happens.
I failed to mention earlier, I didn't want to make all of you nervous, but Teresa Steele is live streaming this meeting, so we're all on camera. Let's see, I want to introduce some additional guests that we have here today. State Senator Andy Zay, who's running for Jim Banks' Amanda Muldoon is representing Judge Wendy Zant. Her candidacy. I don't see Landon Porter. He told me he might be here. I also have, let's see, Ben Smoltz, our representative from program is?
Well, I work with Ambassador Enterprises, and I know a lot of you may know what Ambassador is. It's a private equity company. Why is that important? Well, they are more than just a private equity firm. They are also a lane, and it's called Civic Engagement, and I am their director. And the nice thing about it is we've seen the need across the entire Northeast Indiana, which you've seen. You have so many great candidates for your area. But what we do is we make sure that those emerging candidates, we can help recruit those. We work with local officials, we work with your GOP, we work with whomever in your community that can identify those individuals that may not be stepping up to do it. We bring them in, we bring them into our institute, and we actually give them the education about what those specific positions are, so that they have an understanding before, and I do stress, before they actually file to run. And then what we do is, knowing that they're good candidates, we support them through their candidacy as well as afterwards, and providing support wherever we can, connecting them to the right individuals. So I have some information, I don't want to take a ton of your time, but if you know of some of those individuals, or even if you're currently running and you want some extra support, or just getting connected to other individuals, give me a call and we can connect, and I'll connect you to who you need to have those connections with as well. So thank you.
Our elected officials, our county council and commissioners, if you're here, would you please stand? I want to mention a couple of things. The Century Club, you should have all gotten letters about the Century Club. We have two ways of raising funds for the organization, and that is through the Century Club, which we ask for a $100 or more donation. And you should have gotten a letter about that. If you didn't, see me and I'll make sure that you do. And then our Lincoln Day. Our Lincoln Day is set for May the 24th. It's a Wednesday night. It will be at the Steuben County Event Center. You will be getting an invitation probably around the 1st of May. The speakers for that evening, it will be like a fireside chat format, and it will be the gubernatorial candidates, Suzanne Crouch, Eric Doden, and Mike Braun. So mark your calendars for, that should be a very interesting evening. There are some other Lincoln Days going on. Let's see, the DeKalb County Lieutenant Governor Suzanne Crouch will be speaking there on April 14th. Allen County is April 19th with Chris Christie is speaking there. And LaGrange County is April 27th, and Attorney General Todd Rokita is speaking at that